Hey everyone, Suresh here with 221B Tactical. Got a lot of people asking about the truck that they've seen in some of the photos and the videos. That's my personal truck. It's a 2016 GMC 2500 HD Denali. A lot of people asking questions about the truck, my likes, my dislikes. So going out of the 221B Tactical realm a little bit today, and I'm going to do a quick review of the truck based on the comments and messages we've gotten on Instagram and Facebook. So I'll go over some of my likes, my dislikes, and just to give a quick review of the truck in general. So let's go. Okay, I'm going to start with the outside of the truck, and I'm going to apologize in advance for any wind noise that we have here. A little bit of a breeze going on today, so hopefully you guys can hear okay. This has the standard Denali wheels. They are chrome-plated wheels. I believe they are 20-inch wheels. Pretty nice looking wheel, pretty solid. You see here the LED and HID headlight here. Got the big GMC grille here. Now they updated this for 2017. They updated the grille, and the diesel has a vent right here. It's an air intake. It's a functional hood scoop, and that's on the 2017. And on 2018, not only do you get the hood scoop, but you get an upgraded grille here. It's almost like a three-part grille. So continuing around the truck, got the nice big mirrors here, chrome. They do extend out. They have the side markers inside the side view mirror. Got the Denali HD badging. Got a really solid heavy-duty chrome step along the side here for front and rear passengers. Chrome door handles are actually really nice. Everything on the outside of the truck, as far as the details, they did a good job with. And you see here now, I'm going to back up a little bit. This is one of the issues that a lot of people have with this truck, is the height, the ride height between the front and the rear. So I'm going to pan here. As you can see, the height excuse me, between the fender in the front and the fender in the rear is quite different. And you have probably about a 2-inch difference. So there's Rough Country and a bunch of other lift kits out there. There's a lot of people who say the Cognito lift kit with the upper control arms are really good. So if you want to get that leveled look, as you can kind of see, there is quite a bit of rake on this truck. I'm going to maybe try to give a better angle here, just so you could see the rake. And now I'm parked on a pretty flat piece of land here, and you could see the rake here, and it is pretty significant. So I'm gonna go back over here around. Now, something that I personally don't like, they don't have it on the Chevy version of this truck, is this. They put this plastic trim around the front and rear wheel wells. I personally like the painted look, the body colored look. I'm not a fan of that plastic. Over time it turns a little grayish white. Mine is still pretty good, but I don't know why on the the GMC is supposed to be an upgrade, if you would, from the Chevy. The Chevy doesn't have that, so they say it's to protect against rock chips and things like that. But personally, I'm just not a fan of it. That's just my personal opinion. You got the Denali comes with the mud flaps, the GMC mud flaps right here. Pretty nice. They're embossed with the GMC. One of the nice things about this truck, Ford has their step in their bed. That's right built into the tailgate, if you would. GMC and I believe Chevy, they have this step here, which is actually pretty nice, pretty solid. So if you need to get in and out of the bed of the truck, it actually is a solid step. I really like it. Of course, you have the step up over here as well. Over here, you have the GMC badging. The one nice thing about this is it is a slow open, so it's not, you don't open the tailgate and it doesn't just slam down. As you can see here, it's a slow open, so it does have that hydraulic assist to slowly let it down, which is pretty nice, and lifting it up is pretty easy. Most anyone can do it with one hand. Here on the Denali, you have the spray-in bed liner, which is nice right from the factory. They got that spray-in embossed Denali logo up front. I gotta tell you, this is a really, really tough bed liner. It has taken quite a beating, and As you can see here, it still looks pretty brand new. One of the options you can get on the Denali, you can see here, are the holes that are already pre-set. So this is set for the fifth wheel receiver. That is not a standard on all Denalis, but those fifth wheel holes are an option, and I have that option here on my truck. So you see the pre-drilled holes in the bed. You got the hooks over here, which are pretty nice. You have the sprayed hook. This is actually, you know, they put the spray liner on that hook up here, and you have a pretty good solid bed here. It holds a ton of stuff, and it's just a really good job, really good design there. And then you have the coating on the tailgate as well. As you can see, lifting up this tailgate with one hand is a breeze, no problem. Closes nice and soft. So they did a nice job on the tail lights here. At night they do look really nice, and the reverse lights are super bright. And that's it for the exterior of the truck. I'm just going to give one more distance shot, if I can, of the truck. Walk around so you get a good idea. Now, another thing that's not standard, believe it or not, are the roof marker lights. You see the roof marker lights up there. I believe that's an add-on as well. Once again, I really like them. I have seen some of these trucks without the roof marker lights. The roof just looks a little plain. That's my personal opinion, but that's just something that's an add-on as well. And also at night, when you have the roof marker lights and you have the side view mirror amber lights, and you have the amber lights in the front, it looks pretty mean. So that's the front of it. So now we're going to go on to the inside and show you some of the interior features. When it comes to the back of the 2500 HD Denali, lots of space. Prior to this, I had a Hummer H2, and the space back here is significantly bigger than that in the Hummer H2 and some of the other pickup trucks I've driven. I got to tell you that the space is not as much as you get in the Ford F-150 or F-250. I've been in current model and previous model F-150s and F-250s, and the space doesn't even compare to those models here. But they do a nice job. I'm going to actually back it up here and show you. They do the wood grain here on the door. You have the speakers on the door there. Nice deep pocket here. Here you have another shallow pocket here, and then you have a deeper pocket here, and then you have almost like a drink pocket there. Window controls. Of course, you have the handle here for the rear passengers to grab onto coming in. Something they did on the roof, actually, or along the ceiling, is actually pretty nice. I don't know if you can see in the video here, but it kind of goes up here to raise for additional headroom for the rear seat passengers, which is something pretty nice. They have the center mount armrest here, two drink holders, and that's pretty much always up because no one's ever in the back of my truck, hardly ever. That folds away. The nice leather here, once again, you'll see more of this in the front, but they did the nice stitching here with the offset stitching, the white color stitching. You know, they do the perforated seats back here, but ironically, they don't have the heated seats in the rear. I'm going to show you here. They have just a little shelf here, a cigarette lighter adapter here, and a storage compartment here. I got the WeatherTech mats in here, as you can see, which are excellent. They were a couple $100. But one of the things that I, dislike about the rear of this truck compared to some other trucks I've seen, I have a friend that has a Dodge or a Ram 2500, and beautiful truck. And I know everyone, people have their opinion about Cummins or Dodge or Mopar in general. Some people are Ford guys, some people are Chevy guys, and hey, listen, when you get to this level of truck, I think you're getting a good product all around. Whether you want the Cummins motor, or you want this Duramax motor, or you want the Ford motor, that's up to you. But one of the things that I did notice, this is just almost an amenity thing, and I'm pretty sure Ford has it, and I know for a fact my buddy's Dodge has it. But in the Dodge, you have vents back here. You have the HVAC vents, so you get heat and air conditioning right here. Usually it's on the back of the center console here. They also have a household outlet plug and USB plugs right here as well for the rear passengers. This truck has nothing. Now, my friend's truck is a 2014 Ram 2500. This is a 2016 GMC Denali, and his Ram 2500 is not the top of the line like the Bighorn or whatever. I mean, it's not the bottom of the line, but it's not the top of the line either. And he has the vents back here. He has the plug, the regular household plug, the USB plug, the cigarette lighter plugs, and the full AC and heated vents. Additionally, and I believe the Ford has this too, it has the 2 buttons here for rear passenger seat heating. So this 2500 Denali, you guys know the price of this truck, the brand new sticker price. You're looking at close to 80, and does not have any kind of temperature controls or climate controls or anything for the rear seat passengers. So no heated seats, no AC vents, no heat vents. And I have had a couple of times where people in the rear have said that they were a little warm during the summertime and they weren't getting any cold air. So just something to think about, that Dodge and Ford do afford that for their rear seat. Something that I think GMC is definitely lacking in. So we're going to move to the front. Coming into the front, once again, you have the wood trim panel here, door controls here, you have the child safety lock, rear windows, front windows, lock unlock. You have the side view mirror adjustments, the tilt and cant of the mirror itself, and the center button here actually is what folds the mirrors in, and this is this round circle thing here. It's how you adjust the mirrors. Pretty common. We have the seat settings here for 2 different passengers, for when you have the one driver or another driver, whether you have a wife or someone else driving your truck. Over here you see you have the seat adjustments, lots of adjustability on these seats, which is actually really nice for the driver's seat. They did a really good job with that. One of the things I don't like is, I'm about 6'2", 215. I get in and out pretty gingerly, and I don't know if you could tell here, this leather is already kind of getting beat up. And I'm always very careful. I have leather conditioner that I do on the seats regularly. These are ventilated seats because these seats in the front, unlike the back, are heated and ventilated. So, just something to really think about. Once again, when you're looking at quality, this is a 2-year-old truck essentially, and you're already having that. On the side bolster, it's actually pretty good, but like I said, I'm always careful getting in and out. I'm not one of the people that just kind of slides out of the truck. I always, try to use that step getting in and out of the truck there. So, just something to think about. They got the Denali badging here that you see here. They got the nice chrome trim Denali. Like, once again, I got the WeatherTechs up here. They do a nice job over here with the this is something that some people feel like it's an odd place, this trailer brake control. A lot of the trucks, it's over on the other side of the steering wheel. This truck, it's over here. To me, I think it's a personal preference thing, but it's up to the individual person. But I could see why people would want it on the other side, because if you're controlling the steering wheel with your left hand and you're manipulating that, it's almost a little odd for some reason to manipulate the steering wheel with your right hand and try to manipulate this trailer brake. 2 high, 4 low adjustment, and then you have your light adjustment there. They got a nice brushed aluminum looking material around the vents here, which is actually pretty nice. They have that same trim along the steering wheel as well, which is actually pretty nice. I'm going to get into the steering wheel controls. A lot of people like this handle. I know on some trucks they get rid of this handle for the driver and they only put it for the passenger. You see it on the passenger side. I like it on both sides. It's actually pretty nice. I usually, getting in, use the door handle here to hop in, but it is nice just to have that handle there. So while I'm here, I'm going to go into the center console. I'm going to cant the camera here a little bit, and the center console is pretty nice. You have the household plugs. You got 2 of them, one on each side of your cigarette lighter plugs, which is actually pretty nice. These are nice, they flip up nice. So you have 2 cigarette lighters and you have another household outlet. You have this little slit here, which is actually pretty nice here. It's nice soft rubber, and it's nice to hold a phone if you want to stand your phone up in there, or you want to stand an iPad up in there. It's actually a really nice, nice little thing. This is really deep, really cavernous. You have a nice little deep storage here. Kind of hard to tell how deep it is, but you can see I kind of put my whole fist in here, and it's actually pretty good. Once again, you have that aluminum trim here, you have the wood trim here, so they do a nice job with that. One of the things that's nice about here, and you know, you have the dual cup holders here. They do hold most cups of coffee, water bottles pretty well. The center console here is actually pretty cool because it has the wireless charging. So I think if you have an iPhone 10 or newer, or some Samsung Android or whatever whatever Samsung is, excuse me, you can just lay the phone here and it charges wirelessly. Pretty cool feature. I have an iPhone 7 Plus, doesn't work. The other thing you want to realize is if you have a plus size phone, it doesn't fit in here. If you have the regular smaller phones, it does fit in there, and I believe the iPhone 10 is smaller and it fits in there, and it has that wireless charging capability. So just something to think about. Nice chrome handle here, lifts up nice. Once again, you have that white stitching here, that contrast stitching, which is pretty nice. This is huge. This compartment has a nice little shelf here to keep little things. Leatherman tool, you know, got the headphones for the gym, a couple of pens, hand sanitizer, some of the essentials. But you can see these are pretty tall bottles of water here, and they fit all the way in there, and you know, just keep some paperwork. So it is a really, really deep center console, and it's pretty wide too, so it holds a lot of stuff. I try not to keep too much junk in there, but when you have the room, sometimes you just accumulate the junk, so you guys know how that is. All right, let's gonna hop in here and let's see what we got. We got the screen, so I'm gonna start her up and get you guys a little view of the startup. I'm gonna try to get both screens in because the startup screens are pretty cool. So everyone knows pretty much sound, so I'm not going to go crazy on the diesel sound. It does have it is much quieter than most diesels. The new ones are even quieter. Quiet cabin, which is very nice. The cabin is very quiet. These are all digital gauges in the front here. Those are all digital. These are obviously regular gauges, but the digital gauges are nice. They come up nice. There's a ton of screens. I'm not going to do one of those videos where, you know, I go through every little screen and every little detail, but there's a lot of information. While we're on this screen, I just want you guys to take a look at something. I usually try to reset one of the trip meters between fill-ups, and I have done maybe about 30% highway, just a couple of highways in my town, and maybe, you know, the rest 70% around town, and maybe a little bit more. But I gotta tell you, the gas mileage on this is pretty darn good. I did one long trip down to Maryland where I got 23 point something miles a gallon, which is pretty good. And around town, you know, I can be anywhere from 16 to 18, which is pretty good. Like I said, I have some highway driving in town here and there just to get the north end to south end of town and vice versa. But, you know, mainly it's little back roads and a couple of stoplights here and there. So I got to tell you, the fuel economy on this is really good for the size of truck it is. And the highway fuel economy is even better. So, you know, leather wrapped steering wheel, leather on the shifter. That's pretty good. We're gonna go, we got the Denali badging here, pretty nice. They did a nice job there. And then we're gonna go to the Intellilink system, which is actually really intuitive. The nice thing is, whatever you have on the screen, you have the option to actually push a real button and take care of that function too. It has the passenger driver sync heating and cooling technology, so you could adjust, and you'll see the passenger one is going up as well, or you could have the passenger just do it on their own. It's up to you. You have the different cooling zones for, you know, these are pretty generic around all vehicles. You have the dial to adjust the fan speed. The AC blows super cold. The heat works great, of course. You have the touchscreen for your radio stations that is very responsive. I gotta tell you that I've been in friends of mine who have Fords, whether F-150, F-350, and their touchscreen is not nearly as responsive as this screen. The only system that I think tops this is the Dodge. They have their, I believe it's called Uconnect, and the touchscreen capability on those is phenomenal, and it's very intuitive. I do own a Dodge Challenger, a 392 Scat Pack, so I'll do a video on that. But when you see the screen in that Dodge, not only is the screen in the Dodge bigger, but it's much more touch friendly, and it's much more intuitive. So you have your radio power button, you have your, your menu button here. If you want to go to the main menu here, you have all your stuff. You have your audio, your phone, your projection, which is beaming what's on your phone screen to this screen, which is actually pretty cool. Your navigation, the navigation screen is beautiful. You have your settings, you can get your text messages through here. You have OnStar if you want to enable OnStar, and it gives you traffic controls and updates as well. So it's actually a pretty nice system here, and once again, most of what you could do here, you can get here through. So we're back to our radio controls. Now I'm going to go down here, and we have our brake pedal, gas pedal adjustability, bring it closer and further away. You have your traction control on and off. This is your light for your bed, which is actually a pretty nice feature. You could actually turn a light on to shine in the back to illuminate stuff in the bed if you're unloading or loading at night. You have your park sensing assist, which is actually pretty cool. This is a system that actually not only beeps, but it vibrates the seat. It vibrates the driver's seat when you're getting close to an object or close to something on the corners of the vehicle, or you're close to backing into something. This is something that I have off most of the time. It's the lane departure. Once again, it beeps and vibrates the seat to let you know that you're leaving your lane. And this is the exhaust brake. So pretty good here. You have the cooling seats. Well, it's not really cooling, it's a fan. So you have the ventilated seats, and you could have that turn on or off. You have 3 levels of that, and then you have the heated seats, just the backrest, or the heated seats, which is the actual seat and backrest, which is actually pretty nice. The glove box, it's okay. It's a two-level glove box. You have the top portion and the bottom portion there. Gotta tell you, this is the same glove box configuration that they've had, Chevy or GM has had in their trucks for as long as I can remember. When I was in high school, a buddy of mine had a Chevy truck, and the glove box was essentially exactly the same. They haven't done anything with their glove box, which is, I don't know, just something that I think the interior is definitely due for an upgrade. You're seeing some of the interiors now coming out on the Ford, and even on that Dodge Ram 2500 that my friend owns. His interior on his I think it might be a Laramie, is really, really nice. They did a really nice job with it, and I gotta tell you, it rivals, some people might say it's even better than the interior of this car. Once again, the wood trim on the passenger door, lock unlock, window controls, the Bose speaker, same door panels as you have on the driver door. Shallow one here, shallow one there, deep one over there, so pretty good. And you have the assist handle getting in and out. I don't know if you could see here, got a nice, I'm going to see if I could cant this up here, to nice big sunroof. Not quite the panoramic sunroof that you're seeing in some vehicles, like the Ford Raptor now has a nice panoramic sunroof that goes all the way to the back passenger seat as well, but still a nice sunroof nonetheless. I'm going to try to pan back up here a little bit and show you. You have the lights here, which it's nice. The interior lights on this car are kind of like white LED, which is actually pretty nice. You have the 3 garage controls to work your garage door. You have the tilt cant and the slide for the sunroof, moonroof, and you also have the button to open and close the rear window, which is a sliding window going across the back. Try to get back there, right there. So see if I can manipulate that window and show you how that works. Slides pretty smooth. Actually gives nice ventilation when you're driving down the road. Nice on the seat, little detail they did was the Denali stitching, which is pretty nice. You know, not something that you see on all vehicles, but overall they did a pretty nice job on the interior of this car. Even, you know, the user interface of the interior, even controls, is pretty nice. One of the nice things they have here, which I do like, is on the back of the steering wheel you have volume control. So it's on the back, you can go volume up or you can go volume down, which is actually pretty nice and a nice feature. And then on this side of the steering wheel, the buttons behind toggle the radio station, so you don't have to take your hands off the wheel to toggle the volume or change your radio station, which is pretty nice. Over here on the side of the wheel you have your cruise control settings and your heated steering wheel button. One other gripe, here's another gripe: this heated steering wheel does not come on when you remote start the truck. So in the winter time, when you hit the remote start from the inside of your home to start your truck, this doesn't come on, and there's no way, in the 2016 at least, there's no way to have that toggle on. So when you get in the car, the heat's been going a little bit, but the steering wheel is still cold. You have to come in here and manually turn that heated steering wheel on, which, if you live in a cold climate and you want to start your car, that's kind of something that should come on based on the outside temperature. So I don't know why they didn't do that in this car. I know Dodge, once again, has that in the Ram. It automatically turns on the heated steering wheel in the winter when you remote start the car, and I believe Ford does too, if you set it. This is the let me say crash control or distance control for the GMC here. What they have is a system that actually sends a red light through this little window. It shines a red light on your windshield, and if you are about to get too close to someone or about to go into a collision, that alerts you, and it starts buzzing the seat and flashing and beeping, and you have a red light flashing in your windshield. So that's the collision avoidance system there, which is actually pretty nice. And then here you have your phone control. You can hit this to activate your OnStar or any of the functions for the radio. So if you want to cancel navigation or find something, this is to hang up from a phone call. And of course these arrows are all to toggle through all of your switches on your screen. So you hit the arrows and you have your trip information, your mileage, engine hours, oil level, your DEF fluid level, filter life, all that stuff. Tells you how fast, it tells you your tire pressure and all the tires, things like that. So pretty good system here, and there's a ton of side menus as well. So that's pretty much it. Oh, I missed the mirror here. Let me go up to the mirror. I mean, it's a basic mirror. You have your OnStar button here, and you have your SOS button. So it's all OnStar features. And this is just the view out the front. I gotta tell you, pretty good, pretty easy to drive. Looking out the front of this truck, once you get used to it, the first couple of days of driving, never have really too many issues. It is a big truck. It is a long truck, so you will be sticking out of most parking spaces, and this is not the long bed version of this truck. So this is just kind of a driver's bird's eye view of what's going on, sitting out looking. So you do have to get used to the size of this truck. It is something that you do want to get used to, because it is a big, long truck, and you got to be careful. Once again, parking, I usually back into parking spaces as well. I'm gonna go out and do a quick walk around, let you guys hear the diesel rumbling, and comment. Pretty quiet for the diesel compared to diesels of the past. You have the Duramax and Allison let's say decal here. Now I know on the 2017 and 2018 they moved it over here and they made it taller because you have the air intake as well. So just some of the pros, cons, and general overview. There's that diesel purring, pretty nice, of the GMC 2500 HD Denali. So leave your comments, let me know what you think, you know, I'll try to respond. A lot of people asking about the truck, how I like the truck. You know, I like a lot about the truck. There is a handful of things I don't like that honestly I see in some other trucks that are less expensive than this truck, and they have some of these features and options, and it kind of makes me wonder when GMC is going to step up and kind of meet some of their competitors. A lot of people feel like this is the best looking truck as far as an aesthetic standpoint, from the chrome wheels, the chrome grille, you know, better looking than the Ford and the Ram. But and I think it's a beautiful looking truck, especially at night with the LED lights and the everything the truck has to offer. It's a very sharp looking truck, but some of the stuff on the inside of the truck definitely leaves some things to be desired. Now, a lot of people had asked about the ride. This is one thing I'll tell you about this truck. The ride of this truck is rough. Many people out there on the forums, what they do with these trucks, they almost immediately put on a set of Bilsteins or a set of Fox shocks. So if you are looking, I'm going to come in close here, you guys see the bed again. If you are looking to get a truck with a soft ride, go with the 1500. But if you need the 2500 for the towing capacity, I would say, look at that monster tailpipe there, huge, stick your head in there. I would say you got to go with either the Fox Shocks 2.0 or the Bilsteins. People are saying the Bilstein 5100s or the Bilstein 4600s are a good set of shocks. This truck rides rough. It rides really rough, and if you're going to level the truck out, it is going to ride even rougher. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for a smooth ride and you're using this as a daily driver, it is my daily driver. You've got to be mindful that this truck rides really rough. There's some things you could do right out of the gate. You could lower the tire pressures. It comes from the dealer with juiced up tire pressures. I believe it's 70 in the rear, 60 in the front. You can reduce your tire pressure. A lot of people say that helps with the ride. It does help with the ride, but most people say you gotta go with aftermarket shocks. Either Bilstein 5100 seems to be the most popular, as well as the Fox 2.0. So I gotta tell you, that is one major thing. When you drive this thing every day as a daily driver, it does beat you up. So definitely doing those suspension mods and those tire pressure adjustments are going to be critical if you want to have an enjoyable ride for the long haul. So that's pretty much it. Leave your comments. Hope you guys liked it, and comment below, share the video, and hope this helps anyone who is interested in this 2016